Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive here with a collective reading for the Libra collective. So happy birthday, fellow Libras. And let's get some tarot and oracle cards, some channeled messages for the week ahead. We're wrapping up September, moving into October. This will be good for around September 29th to October 5th, give or take a few days. First card out, be proud, Libra. It's time to celebrate all you've achieved, all that you are, and all that will become. Every once in a while, it's important to stop and acknowledge what you've achieved and be proud. You can tell they're really tuning into their heart energy there, all this green, and you can see their hand placements. You know in your heart maybe that you did the best you could with something or with someone. Be proud. Like that. That's a good first card here. And what else? All the decks I use are down below, listed in the description box. All right, what do we have for Libra? Libra. Just ask. So there are many here in the spirit world that can assist you at this time. We're made up of the divine source, your loved ones, friends, guides, angels, and spirit helpers who are waiting to assist you. We are your spiritual team, and all you have to do is ask for help and guidance. Okay, so they have feathers in their hands, and then there are feathers on this card. So some of you could find a feather, even in an unexpected place, but I do feel this like kind of finding something lucky too. Or something that you perceive as an indication that your guides are with you. So call out for them, ask, you know. Let's use some color goddess casting cards. And Libra, I have done a Libra birthday special reading that posted on the 23rd, and I also did your October reading, and that was all about kind of harvesting your destiny, your abundance. So that posted just this week. Okay, moss. This is about breeding, growth, and reproduction. So you're tapping into some more green type energy. You'll notice it says Empress right on the card. And these green eyes are standing out. Maybe there's some connection for you with green eyes. They are standing out. What else do we get off this card? I'm actually hearing Desmond. Desmond. And then there could be, I hear a name like Brown. It sounds like Brown. When I say like, sometimes with my clairaudience, it can be a little bit off, just a little. It's hard to explain. Sometimes I don't actually hear here. It's I feel here. If it's so sometimes it's a little off. But anyway, there is a name like Brown. Okay, and too many cards fell out. I don't want them. I did see Ruby, so maybe the name Ruby or the gemstone Ruby resonates. And then we have two cards. Okay, Peach and Salmon. Salmon. I always say it like that in my head. You have words like that where it's one thing and you say it in your head differently like every time. Like spaghetti or lasagna. Just sorry. Not sorry, but anyway. So salmon, obstacles, perseverance, persistence. I'm hearing abracadabra. So something, it's like because you stuck with it, you hung in there, poof, in it comes. Something arrives. I'm getting well, first there's morganite here in this card. Gemstone there, morganite. That's a stone of like unconditional love sort of thing. You have some pink tulips here, and it's kind of like you want to be going with the flow, right? With this card, going with the flow. And then you also have, oh, how very Libran. Peach, a card of beauty. Love, lovely. All right, so this is, more feathers. Look at that, more feathers. You now have 3 cards with feathers on them. We only have 5 cards out. Okay. And this is nothing here is about specifically birds. So this is really cool. All right. So I'm just listening for messages here. I'm there's there's something here about something being nursed back to health. So maybe you are recovering or you're helping someone else recover. But I am kind of picking up too on exhaustion. Time to get your glow back. Yeah, it's and in finding, I'm getting kind of like Queen of Pentacles energy too, or sort of needing to kind of tap into simple joys maybe in your life as a source of comfort and pleasure. You know, it seems like there needs to be some pleasure, honestly. Have some fun, you know. Have some fun. Have some adventures. All right, what do we have? This is the Curious Creatures Tarot deck by Chris Ann. Same one who does Light Seers Tarot, which everybody pretty much knows. If you don't, check it out. Fabulous deck. There's an online there's a website which is all about the Light Seers Tarot, and there's a book now too. It's just, yeah, great. Good stuff. Strength. There you go, Libra. I am for sure, like in a pre-shuffle, a strength card came out, but it was in an oracle deck. It was in that other deck. It wasn't in this one. And now you have strength coming out, and you'll notice they're wearing peach. And I do feel like it's taking all you have to bring something in or to recover from something. Maybe it could feel like it's just really kind of taking everything you have. But you know, look who has look at that closely here. You have the little infinity symbol. And I look at that as actually a key on this card. So it's kind of like looking at this key to endless possibilities. So whatever's going on, just remember there is more than this, and you're on the right track. If you're doing something with the pure intentions, okay, they want me to remind you of that, like pure intentions. And if you're if you're obviously, if you're not harming anyone, and if you're really going for your passion and whatever it is that lights you up, okay, and yeah, that's, so it's kind of like, again, it's kind of like when you're in the flow, you know, being in the flow. It's as though harmony wants to come in. It's really a great way. That is a very crooked cut, isn't it? I didn't realize that. Sorry. That was like really, what happened there? Anyway, yeah, I mean, you could know, like, what's interesting about that is there's something out of place. And it's not about the card itself. There's something here that's like, I'm almost hearing, and unfortunately I am hearing this. I have to tell you, I just heard some of you are getting some unsettling news. Okay. So I'm sorry that I have to deliver that, but I have to tell it like it is, right? There's just for some of you, there's something here. It feels like, well, it's not even what it feels like. I heard unsettling news. Wonder if the card's supposed to be like that. I don't know. But what is this? Tell me more about this unsettling news. The Five of Swords. Okay. Five of Swords. Wow. The tables are turning with something. I can hear that right now, clairaudiently. This is feeling, I feel as though someone may have like sort of a gloating, plotting energy, or they've been kind of sneaky. And let's see what they get served. They're getting served something. They're like, let's see, a cold roast maybe. I don't know. We'll see. What are they getting? Tell us this. A Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so for some of you, it's kind of like there's this immature energy. You're in the middle of something, maybe of trying to, do your thing, to grow, to blossom, to do whatever. I am getting this energy of like this could be actually what tests your strength here, what kind of is like sort of an obstacle or unsettling news or whatever. It's kind of like someone almost trying to kind of get you going here. I definitely see it as an immature energy, and it seems as though there's a little bit of stubbornness to it as well. So you could be dealing with somebody who is kind of stubborn. I am getting though that for this one, like for this particular instance, I get that you're coming out on top, because there's definitely there's a switch of energy here coming in. And plus, you know what, you're coming from this Empress breeding, growth, reproduction kind of energy, and it's just such a powerful, potent energy. And hello, it's your time, it's Libra season. And I'm getting just sort of, again, somebody sort of uh, kind of putting in their 2 cents, even where it just really doesn't belong. And you might actually have to hiss at them, like you might have to actually kind of really stand your ground here with something. But I get sort of this slight disruption, and it's possibly as you're heading out the door to go somewhere, or it's as though you're some other transition, because they're connecting it for me to transition of some kind. So either you're trying to leave something, or you're just on your way out somewhere. It doesn't have to be a big transition in life or anything, but so that seems to be coming in. I know it's very randomly specific, but that's the name of the game with all these readings. All right, let's see what else. That was unexpected. Okay, so but yeah, that's just it. It could be just a little unexpected this week. I don't see it as a huge deal. And I would tell you if I did. I don't. It's yeah. See, it's not really a big deal. You have the Ten of Pentacles here, and you have the Knight of Cups. This is a much sweeter energy. This is really, as far as the long term, needing and knowing. First of all, need to set some boundaries. Okay, set some boundaries here with whoever you need to. It could even be family. All right, but it's because it's just so that you can have what you really want out of life. They're really going for it. This is like, again, there's something here about keeping your intentions pure this week. And it's like, I'm getting this energy, no joke, Libra, like you are unstoppable. Okay, so whatever this little trickster energy, even, or whatever's trying to kind of just butt its nose in, it's like, there's the door. See ya. Bye, pal. Bye. See ya. But I just don't get that it's definitely not stopping you, because actually what's clarifying the Salmon card is the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So it's like, no matter what's happening in the little day-to-day, you've got like real success coming in. There's real it's stability. It's also for some of you have a little bit of okay, there's another randomly specific. Someone could try to woo you with things like gifts and flowers, and possibly maybe it's because it's your birthday season, or maybe that's just the way they are. But again, it could be another youngish feeling energy. Not just because it's a knight. There's something here about, there's a playfulness here. And that young doesn't mean bad. That's, young doesn't mean immature either. I'm saying it as more of a sort of a playful energy. Lovers. Ooh, Libra. Yum, yum. What do you have? Who do you have? What's going on here? Oh, look at her face. She's like, can I help you? Wow. All right. It's like never felt better kind of energy. Oh my goodness. There is some temptation. There is some temptation here. Oh my. Wow. Now, we don't get this often in the readings on this channel anyway. I don't generally focus on things like romance, but Libra, something could be going on. You're cooking something up with somebody here. My goodness. Got to turn my AC on over here. No, but for real, this is like some kind of union, some kind of harmony here happening. Really, really getting along. Let's say they're getting along. Okay. Getting along, and you could just be like just having some fun times. I am picking up kind of on some late nights too this week potentially, or even whenever I do the first weekly in a new month, I feel like it kind of that energy, and I say it every month. It's like it feels like it could be up to 30 days even. It feels like it could be for the whole month of October. Some of this late nights and fun dates, if that's what you're wanting to do. Some of you that's not going to apply. That's just it's not going to apply to everybody. But there's a lot of like passion in these cards. Maybe you're feeling extra spicy and passionate for whatever reason. Let's see what else we have though. There's a lot of remember. It's almost like you're seeing you have more choices than you realized. I do feel for some of you, you do have sort of this energetic connection already established with somebody. Music could be part of this relationship, friendship. It could be a business partnership. Um, a lot of our readings generally are about work projects, you know, and there's the King of Swords. They're pondering, aren't they? They're really thinking. They're like, should I go in a new direction? So some of you may be wondering if you should go in a new direction. It's going to bring about more beauty, more serenity, more comfort, more happiness, more peachiness, right? Happiness. And I get kind of being open to possibilities, but there's something here. Okay, a couple of messages. Something long lost could be returned to you, or it just happened. Okay, so good for you if it did. And another thing that I'm getting to is there's this something is out of bounds, out of the mix, out of character for somebody. There's something that's just a little bit off this week. Let's get to the bottom of that. You could be feeling like a direction you thought you were heading in. It's like not as viable. You have the Knight of Wands. Wow, look at all these knights here in the deck. Look, giddy up. That looks like fun. Okay, Knight of Wands. She's like, ah. I get for some of you, it's like you can blend in with any crowd too. Yeah, it's being, this is like a really good energy for exploration and for having fun and adventures. And there are a lot of people in this reading, and I was feeling another person too. So I just feel, watch out for outside influences, but also maybe you're inviting more people in, and then some of you want to head for the hills. So different messages here for different folks, right? Tell us more about something not being as viable. What is that all about, please? Please help us clarify. Messages for the greatest highest good of Libra Collective. Whoa, jumping out here. 7 of Wands. Yeah, it's like you're going to be tested. Your perseverance, how badly you want something, and if you're going to set a good boundary. So maybe for some of you, you have somebody coming in who might test your boundaries a bit and test your patience. She's like, no thanks. Or sorry. He's like, yeah, no thanks. No thanks. She, the antlers are kind of throwing me off, but then I'm looking at the outfit. So yeah, it's like kind of along those same lines where I kind of feel that something kind of comes out of the blue, or it's just a little unexpected, and you're going to need to set some boundaries. You're going to need to take a stand on something here. Maintain control and do not compromise. Don't change your path just because there's a wrench on it. All right. Now you do whatever you want, right? But that's just me. I'm stubborn like that, I guess. So I try not to like project in the reading, but so the advice I'm giving, it's like I kind of blurt it out, because a lot of the times when I'm reading too, I'm just channeling. It's just coming out. So I never have a script. I don't edit. It's one of those where it's just kind of just like a spout. But it kind of feels like, yeah, some of you are going to be tapping into your own ability to be stubborn, to take a stand and just not back down. But it could be a test of your strength in general. There's an obstacle right in the center of the reading. There is an obstacle, but remember, be proud of how far you've come. Celebrate all you've achieved up until now, and ask your guides for help. What else do we have? They want me to really punctuate that. Like, definitely ask your guides for help. I'm not saying, oh, you're going to have a rough week, good luck. No, nothing like that. But there's, even though I'm using a very vibrant, bright colored deck, everything seems pretty happy, good vibes, and our settings fun and colorful. It's like there might just be this little, well, let's see, like an obstacle. Oh, there's stress and worry. There's also possibly an old pattern or something popping its ugly head back up, rearing its ugly head, right? That feeling of, hopelessness and anxiety, and like just feeling kind of helpless with something. And if it seems like for some of you that could be coming up again, some of you might be focusing on all you've lost, or not being at a certain place in life even, or it's just not what you had expected of something. Remember though, perception is everything, and you have control over your perception. So that's another message, to be stressed. Four of Cups. Yeah, okay, so there's an opportunity coming in. I'm trying to get a feel of how I feel about this for you, like how you'll feel it. Like, I kind of feel like there are distractions, so I'm not sure you're necessarily going to see this. I need to get more cards. This is really interesting. I don't generally need all more, like so many more clarifiers, but I feel like I'm really putting together pieces of a puzzle, and maybe that's what you are doing, putting together pieces of a puzzle as you move forward, transform. Yeah, okay, then there's the Magician, and there's the 10 of Wands. Again, these are cards sometimes too about perspective and also avoiding those distractions. So remember I said I felt like there were, like you're distracted by something. Now the Magician, thankfully, is coming in, and not only do they have the tools and resources and the potential, but they know how to focus their energy to manifest. Okay, very resourceful energy, right? And their willpower. This is, again, is like, even though it's tough, and even though it's hard, and this can be heavy at times, it's like not giving up. They're not giving up. This 10 of Wands. For some of you, I feel almost like you don't want to fail in front of others. It does feel like that. Yeah, there's some kind of new wish or news. What are you telling me? What is this? Page of Swords. Okay, so there is some sort of new information. This is a card of news. I thought, because I was hearing clairaudiently, and what it is now, it makes sense. It was new information, news that is coming in with this Page of Swords, and it can test your mental agility in some way. Hummingbirds are here though. Hummingbirds are so energetic, and they symbolize joy And for some of you, it's if you have a mom on the other side, there's mother energy coming in with hummingbird. I always get that on hummingbirds. I don't really know why, but I do. Um, and for some of you, you know when you're going to get this information, your moments on your when you're alone. When you're just kind of hanging out and setting everything aside, putting those distractions aside. Because the bottom line is you're trying to grow something here. Yeah. For Libra, what are we trying to grow? What's going on this week? All my readings are deep and lengthy. Five of Wands, conflict. But it can also be teamwork. Let's see what it's paired with. Okay. It's the push and pull, the trying to balance it all too. You know, again, you're getting pulled in a variety of different directions here. You know, if I'm going to put this, I was going to put this in practical, straightforward terms, that would be different, right? No, it could be like you hear something in the news that's unsettling, or something is like constantly kind of vying for your attention and trying to distract you away from your work or away from your task at hand, like whatever it is you need to accomplish. Okay, that's just like very simply stated. For others of you, it's like this has been going on a while. There's this push and pull back and forth. Maybe it involves a person. Maybe it involves if you're going to complete something or if you're going to start something. And look at this. We have the Hierophant with the Empress. Wow. For some of you too, I have to just say, you need to keep something to yourself for now because it's not quite fully developed and you don't want everybody else's energy mucking it up. Okay. So there is a transition here. There is something here. There's an energy here about being vulnerable, and just kind of watching what you share with everybody. But there is a time and there is a place, Libra, for you to impart your wisdom and to impart your knowledge. So there'll be a time for sharing and showcasing. I just don't know if this week is it. Ace of Swords, there's a breakthrough. There's another hummingbird. So there's wisdom okay, you're getting new wisdom this week. You're gonna, oh my goodness, some of you are connecting to something. I don't know what you're connecting to, but this is something enlightening. It feels very enlightening, and it feels like huge spiritual wisdom. It can be spiritual growth here that you're working on. There's also a creative way to use your talents that could be being expressed. For some of you, it's a new way. Others of you, I'm getting a specific message. You need to look at this like a game. It's like, look, like have more fun in life, or how can you make learning fun, or how can you make the just how something's going a little more fun. And the other thing is, if you make it a game, then you kind of make your own rules too. So coming up with some sort of structure and boundaries looks like it could really pay off for you this week. And some of you might be finally getting some clarity on the direction to go, just how to do that. Because when we had that King of Swords come out, he wasn't really, it didn't really, he looked like the least confident King of Swords I have seen. Okay. But seeing this Ace of Swords, I'm getting a lot of confidence. I'm getting a lot of clarity, a lot of direction. This is good. It's like you tap into the special sauce or something. I don't know. You figure something out. Remember I said earlier, I felt like I was piecing something together. That could be how you start your week. Or like right now when you hear this reading, you're piecing something together, but then it's like, I get things actually coming together. You start seeing different, like you realize that there are different pieces, but then you see kind of the whole. It's almost like you're able to zoom out, Libra, this week and see something for what it is. But again, I definitely have this unstoppable kind of energy, even though it could be a little bit of a roller coaster this week. Okay. But remember, something's not quite finished and wrapped up and done anyway. So, it could be there are some loose ends, right? Because it's not perfect yet, and that's okay. Eight of Pentacles, my goodness. And there is the card of, look, they're tying up loose ends there. He's got his scissors out, right? He's perfecting things. Okay. He's really mastering whatever it is he's working on. Oh my goodness. And remember I said loose ends. He's a tailor. He's a seamstress or a tailor. Look at that. I mean, you can't make that up. I don't even know this deck very well at all. I don't even remember. I don't know if I've ever used it on the channel. But this is the one that was calling to me, and it wants to be used now, like in October too. And how funny is that I just said, there's like loose ends and it doesn't have to be perfect, and that's okay. You're working on it. And look, they're going to clip those loose threads, loose ends, right? You can't make that up. It's amazing. And by the way, Libra, if you can't get to something this week, it's okay. Set yourself a reminder on your phone or whatever, and just like, that expression of put a pin in it. Try that, it just you can come back to it. All right. Yeah. So there has been a big focus lately, Libra, about coming up with ways to structure things and get organized and that sort of thing. So that's kind of, I am feeling that energy again, sort of coming in. Oh my goodness. This is a card of the stages of development, of realizing things come in phases. Try to enjoy whatever stage or, whatever stage you're in of your process, whatever phase, right? Whatever step you're on, trying to enjoy it. And trust yourself, Libra. For goodness sakes, please trust yourself. The fact of the matter is there are mysteries to life. There are secrets. We don't know all the answers, right? We're not supposed to. What fun would that be? Why would anybody want to ever play a game or watch a movie if they already knew who won and how it ended and where exactly it was going, right? What fun would that be? I mean, that's take the adventure out of life. So no, we don't always need to know exactly, how something's going to turn out. We're just not always going to have that information, and that's okay, because sometimes we need to go through the whole process, the steps. It's about the development itself, not just the, what's the expression? Life's it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, right? So it's like enjoying the journey with things, enjoying the process of becoming, enjoy the process of creating, the process of creation itself, not just the end product. All right. My goodness, Libra. What else do we have this week for Libra? Let's see. What are some other factors in the week? Hey, let's use our little Hello Autumn Oracle. Ooh, what's this? Bright spark, brilliant gifts, and radiant. That is very Ace of Swords, I feel like. I feel it is Ace of Swords. I love that this is actually, so I have High Priestess above, or I have this above the High Priestess, this bright spark. And again, you're getting, there is a bright spark this week. There is some sort of like brilliant idea, or I almost get you're getting a whole new perspective on something. And that is what's going to make you unstoppable towards your goal. It's like almost like you were like, wait, actually, you know what? I don't have to do it this way. Or, you're ready to maybe break this Nine of Swords pattern. Fertile ground. Look at this. productive, abundant, potent. My goodness, Libra. Wow. And look, it's grapes. You know what I love about the grapes is they really represent not just, abundance, but it's like abundance in even harsh environments. It's like, because grapes only grow in certain environments, and you need to know what you're doing in order to grow grapes. All right, you can't just, oh, I'm just going to grow some grapes now. Poof, yeah, no. You have to know what you're doing. The environment has to be perfect for grapes. That's my understanding, okay? That's what I think of whenever I see grapes. I'm like, wow, now that was some hard-earned growth, But it's like we need to be setting ourselves up. So is what you're doing right now really going to set you up nicely for what you want in 10 years, 5 years, 5 days, 5 nights, whatever it is, you know? Is where you are right now, is that conducive to where you want to go, or where you want to grow, or what you want to grow? Libra, gaining momentum, resources, fun, movement. This is, we have the squirrel. Now that's active. And, I like that they're holding an acorn, and that can sometimes symbolize wisdom. It's kind of like they have an acorn in hand, and then they have one they're saving that's not quite ready, not quite ripe. I like that. So maybe you yourself it's kind of feeling like Six of Pentacles in a way. It's like kind of, like giving, but then also kind of saving some for yourself too. Like Nine of Pentacles too. Always saving some for yourself. So make sure you're saving some energy, some resources for yourself too. Not just giving and giving. As a matter of fact, let's get some empaths empowerment cards. These are other cards that want to be seen right now. The decks were calling to me. That's how it always happens. And you'll notice there are just a lot of vibrant colors and curious creatures, and that's what wants to come out. I mean, all right, you have experienced the passion of fire. So reignite your life force by gazing into a cozy fire, recharging in the sunlight, or lighting a candle. Allow fire to spark your vision and your vitality. As I said, there's this energy of like something's not quite as it seems, ... but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, it's tough. And in general reading, it's going to be different, right? It's going to be different for each of you, but this is meant to be sort of general, guidance at best, loose guidance, right? Anyway, practice patience. So press the pause button. Take a day off from being frustrated with yourself or others. Patience reaps great rewards. And center yourself. So take a few deep breaths, regain your center. Now you can approach life from a more mindful place. So this is great advice for the week, like how to get grounded, stay centered, as we call it, like how to stay kind of high vibing, right? Let's get some messages if it's relating to love in some way, anything to do with love and relationships. Love and relationships. You have, oh my goodness. So, all right. So there are red flags and possibly someone's attached. This could be a clingy energy. It can also be finding out somebody's kind of involved with something else. So this could be like, notice what's not working in your life. Take steps to free yourself from situations that hinder your growth. So this is like, if you're feeling trapped, someone's clingy, something's clingy. You know what? There's one thing about Libras. This is my opinion anyway. We don't like clingy. We're an air sign. Like we need to be able to have freedom of movement, of thought. We are, and I don't think a lot of people realize that about Libras. They think, oh, we just want to be in a relationship. Yeah, except we also want our independence. Let me know if you resonate with that. I definitely feel that there's like Libra needs freedom to express oneself, to think for themselves, to really weigh options. We like our space, and you can't really contain air, right? It's like that's really, out of all the elements, it's the hardest to contain, right? So you can't really put it in a container. Like, yeah. Air and fire are the hardest, right? You can take soil, you can take water, you can put them in cups. You put air in a cup and it's like, well, where is it? I guess it's there. And it's got to be airtight. It's hard to make something airtight. Fire, eventually you can contain that even, right? But air is what like ignites the fire. Air is what can't be stopped. It's yeah. So I know sometimes though fire too. But anyway, so if you have fire and air, wow, that's an awesome combo. I have that too, and it's like it's anyway. So okay, okay. But my point being is like we don't like energy that feels clingy and like heavy and we also like intellectual conversation and creativity and beauty and all that. And like if something is attached and it's not any of those things, it can be really like get us out of this web, right? Get us, ugh, I just want to be unstuck from that. And then that could be also a red flag if you're feeling as though someone's a little too attached, a little too early. This could be unhealthy attachments in some way. So with these two cards combined, so this is someone too who might be inconsistent or they have unhealthy habits. So don't let emotions blind you. Pay attention to traits or habits that might not align with your needs, Libra. You do not have to, I know, like I said, yes, a lot of us, we want a relationship, but you know what else? I feel like Libra is pretty good at knowing like what they don't want. Maybe we don't always decide on time, like quickly on things, but when we do, like we're pretty clear. I feel like pretty clear, pretty direct, whether it's your Libra sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node. If you have that Libra in there, I feel like we have our sword, right? We're like we can be pretty direct, and sometimes our words can be sharp. They can cut. So we have to sometimes watch that, and we also generally have a way with words, right? So use these things uh, to your advantage, but also yeah. They're your strengths. They're some of this to me. They're strengths. So anyway, all right. Let's see what else. Of course, this is a Libra channel. I go on for like an hour. Blah, 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 blah. So much air. No, I'm just kidding. No, I know. The reason I have, speaking of the length of videos, I know some of you asked for shorter videos, especially people newer to the channel. And, I have found what people like on this channel is the longer readings. So I do have another channel though, Mantic Mystic. I do all signs readings there. I haven't been publishing as much content over there, but what I do, it is shorter. So, maybe I'll try to, by the way, if I were to add another reading a week, just out of curiosity, if I did bonus readings now and then, like when would you like that? Keep in mind, I'm in Eastern Standard Time, so New York time. When would you like that? Like, would you like that Monday night or my time? So you'd have to tell it to me in my time. So like if you like it Monday morning and that, in Australia, it's going to be nighttime, like, you'd have to make that change. So yeah, anyway, so just it's just a thought. I could do a poll. Maybe I'll do a poll too, but I'm just curious because sometimes I want to do extras, but I don't know exactly when you'd like those. And then maybe those would be a little shorter. That's all I'm saying. I do want to accommodate other people who like shorter readings too. But what has worked for this channel, it seems, is the longer readings. But I'm always open to suggestions, so I always appreciate the comments. So thank you. We have actively wait. Sometimes is better. No, I think there's a word missing here. So I'm going to add the word. Sometimes it's better to wait than to force things to happen. The key is to wait actively by focus on what you can control while allowing events to develop and evolve organically. Okay, that explains that, because I wasn't sure about this Four of Cups. There was something about it, and look, they seem so similar. Now I get it. Yeah, it's like waiting for the right opportunity to come along. But I'm getting, there's something though off this Four of Cups. I almost feel a little like, again, distracted. You could have your heart really set on one way of something. And so it's almost like not wanting to hear any of the other choices. That kind of aloof energy that comes with the Four of Cups sometimes. Okay, then I said make a game of things, and we have games of chance. Although you're skilled and you know how to play the game, getting ahead still requires a bit of luck. The final outcome depends on your abilities, your luck, and the skills and luck of your opponent. Now, let's go back to the Five of Swords. That is a card of strategy. So again, you may be tested this week, Libra. Don't back down. Sometimes we have to get hissy, right? and people sometimes are surprised because we want the peace, the love, right? All that. And then it's like, well, when we decide, we've had enough of something, then yeah, like I said, when we make up our mind, we make up our mind, right? All right. And we have financial blessings. This is excellent. Love it. So this is about you manifesting a new sense of abundance in your life. All financial blocks have been removed. You can now welcome a flow of prosperity that will take your finances to a new level. Again, there's something here about what you're trying to do that will not be stopped. That could also be why you're finding yourself constantly thinking about it, attracted to it. It's like you just have to give it a try. But for some of you, I think it's like a lot of energy is going into the like, well, what if I do it? Because you haven't done it yet. So it's like, we're still in the thinking phase of things. And I think the readings lately have been telling us get into the acting phase, right? Get into the doing. And again, ask for help. And yes, be proud of where you're coming from, all you've accomplished to this point. You have some you got some skills here from what I can see. I mean, it says right on it too, gifts. You have some gifts. Not only do you possess gifts, but you have some coming in too. If you didn't check out your October reading and your Libra reading that both posted this week, that could really be helpful in the month of October. So including, this week. What else do we have for Libra, please? For Libra. Final messages for Libra, please. Soul family. Prepare to meet those who share similar frequency levels as you. Oh, it's a bunch of cats. I feel like that's me. That's my family. Bunch of cats. Okay. And I guess I'm fine with it. I mean, it is what it is, right? Dream catcher. So pay attention to the signs, messages, and guidance that come to you at night. Oh, yes, Libra. We've been getting this too. Mm-hmm. And they give me that song, Dreamweaver, a lot lately. What else? Okay, the sun. The sun is coming to shine its light to what's been kept hidden to reveal the truth. Dun, dun, dun. Yup. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, one more. Fine. Orbiting space. Something or someone is orbiting you and wanting to make its presence known. That's it. That's part of that whole like out of bounds. Something's like kind of, like I said, it's kind of, it's like kind of unexpected. It's kind of, it doesn't quite belong, yet it's there. That explains it. The orbiting space. Something or someone could be trying to make its presence known. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Ooh, that's so cool. Love that for you. Okay. What else? So the sun, dreamcatcher, orbiting space, soul family. What else do we have? Let's get some animal cards for you. Lizard, aligning to eternity, card 46. Don't let time or space limit you. Believe that everything's possible now. Be open to magic and miracles. And I don't know about you, Libra, but ever since we had the solar eclipse, once that passed, I feel energized. You can probably hear it. It's like I just feel more energized. I don't know. And I'm just, loving that, so maybe you're feeling that too. Let me know how you're feeling if you'd like. I read every comment. So all right, let's see. All right, so 2 more cards came out, and they came flying out. So you have Reindeer, circulation card 39, third eye chakra. Life's a continuous cycle of endings and beginnings, new beginnings. Honor your natural rhythms instead of struggling against your flow. I'm getting the name Betty. Earlier, I heard Sally too. Number 35 here. Frog, awakening, throat chakra. I'm actually right now, so as I said, clear audience here. I'm hearing like bells or chimes right now. So I'm hearing that. If you could keep that down, I'd appreciate it. No, just kidding. No, but I am really hearing bells or chimes or something along those lines. Almost like, when an old-fashioned general store or something, and they open the door, and they used to have, in case the shopkeeper was like in the back or something, you hear the ching on the door. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. I'm hearing that. Ching, 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 ching. So someone walked into the store, and yeah. So, all right. Card 35, Frog, awakening, throat chakra. Remember who you are. What parts of you are you judging or hiding from the world? Let your true magic come back to life. There you go. Okay. I just feel like there's one more. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is so funny. Cat, more cat energy, card 32, withdraw, throat chakra. Let go of your need to control this situation. Retreat into your sacred space and allow a divinely orchestrated solution to unfold. There you go. Now, I know a lot of you tune in here for the randomly specific messages. Okay, another randomly specific message that I'm getting right now, I'm hearing someone like using a spray bottle, almost like there's like window cleaner. So I'm picking up on like spray bottle cleaning or a window cleaning or something. So it's like squeaky clean. By the way, there's a red flag warning coming with that. It's bringing me back to that red flag card, Libra. If someone comes across as a little too squeaky clean, that's a red flag too, right? You know this, right? You know this. If something seems a little too perfect, it probably is. So remember that this week, right? Something seems a little too, I don't know, or if it's like really kind of just out of place, right? Remember we talked about that? Like just something seems kind of not quite adding up, right? Something's not quite adding up. There's something a little puzzling about the week ahead, but you're going to be putting together the pieces of this puzzle and solving it. Okay, you are. There's something here that is being resolved, something that is, again, coming to fruition. There's something here. It's like you're unstoppable, even if you're challenged in some way. So please keep that in mind as you go throughout the week and the month. All right. Libra, 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 Libra. Card 55. Now it's funny, I had mentioned 55 earlier. I forget what it was because I said, 5 nights, 5 days. And I was like, they just gave me 55. And then you also have the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Swords, and you have the Hierophant. So you have triple fives. That's positive transformation. That is positive change, my friends. Okay, so right here, though, you pulled 55. So things are shifting into a positive light, Libra. Okay, even if it seems foggy, rocky, murky, okay? Now that is what I have for you. Please do show your support by liking the video. Leave a comment, become a subscriber or a member. Thank you to my members, subscribers, and those of you who've shown me such love over the years. And I appreciate you very much. Happy birthday. And also hype the video. It's a new feature YouTube is trying out, it looks like. And it's if you go down to the comments and you swipe to the, whatever this is. I don't know. I'm not on those apps. You just swipe to the left, I guess. Yeah, that'd be the left. And then, yeah, it says hype and there's a little like shooting star and it's free for you. And you hype the video. And basically all it does is it's like a double thumbs up for the video. So you give it a thumbs up, like the video, and then you hype it and it's even better. So I appreciate all of you who are already doing that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'm wishing you all a fantastic week. And, if there's a comment attached below, then that means I'm still with, the link to the private readings. That means I'm still doing them at schoolhouseintuitive.com. And they are going away this month. So I will not be doing them in October. I'm not sure when they'll be coming back. But so that's why if you want to If you want to book a reading, now is literally like the last day to do it, unless that day has already happened by the time this reading posts. Okay. I'm doing this a few days in advance. So anyway, thanks so much for being here. Happy birthday.